What's up guys, this is Chronic Rush HD and welcome to episode 26 of my FIFA 13 Road to Gold Around the World series. Welcome back guys, as you can see here, we're just having a quick look in the trade pile. Some of our players are sold, coins are around 12,000 and we seem to be doing pretty well. We're also in the closing stages of doing the Empower Championship, which means we're going to be going on to the BPL where we can play with some better players. I've decided that for the BPL, I'm not going to go for like the likes of bronze, silver, and then gold, mainly because the bronze players and the silver players are extremely expensive. So like it's like 2,000 coins for a decent bronze player in BPL, maybe because they're like kind of the the cards that people want, and so I decided to just go straight for the gold teams. So you just have to wait for that. We're having a quick look at the squad and it's fairly solid. We have got some players out of fitness, as you can see there. I don't really like players going below 80 fitness, and some of the players are on one contracts as well, so they're going to have to be dealt with if we do make it through the cup anymore. I think we are in the quarter-final of the Silver Cup, and then we will go on to the Gold Cup once we get knocked out of the Silver Cup or whatever if we win it. I'm not going to spoil that for later, but as you can see there, we're going to go into the first game of the episode. And the team we beat previously was 6-1. I think this is the first game of this recording session. I'm not sure if this was the same day. So I record these episodes and then commentate over them. And sometimes I do 2 episodes in a row. I record for about an hour, cut it all down, and then commentate over it, render it, upload it, and done. But sometimes I only can do one, like an hour a day, and then go on to the next hour, which kind of leads me into that. Sometimes first games of the day I don't play that well at all. But we come up against this guy, Noob13. He's actually got a fairly nice team. He's got some fairly decent pacey players in that team as well. But the game starts off, and in the 8th minute, he gets a lovely shot there from Pulido. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that, but that's quite a nice shot from him to make it 1-0 in the 9th minute. And his team is actually a really nice team. It's kind of like a Mexican league, but we make it 1-1 with a lovely finish there by Dicko in the 15th minute. And again, ball comes out from a corner. Bradley Wright Phillips, is on the ball. Pass it to the slower CDM, who makes a lovely ball cross goal into Phillips, and again that is a lovely finish from the Scottish left wing. Again, our left back is making some progress down the field. Phillips cuts inside. It gets unlucky there, but Farley is there going to poke that in. That's again a fairly decent finish from the angle he was to make it 3-1 in the 38th minute. The game kind of stayed standstill until he made a break and crabbed it across for Quintero to slot it in the open net to make it 3-2. And then straight from kickoff, I lose the ball. I think he was like going full out attack here. Arellano, he's actually extremely pacey. He cuts inside and blasts that into the bottom right hand corner, and that makes it 3-3, which is extremely frustrating. And he takes it down to the dead bar line, crosses it in, and this is just annoying. That makes it 4-3, and we ended up losing 4-3. And he came back from a 3-1 down. Extremely frustrating. I shouldn't have lost that. As you can see there, he was kind of all over me. I did put away my chances more than him, but he ended up winning that game, and I'm not too bothered about that. We can go into the Gold Cup and see how far we do, how decent we go. Hold on, let me phrase this. How far we go in the cup, that's a bit better. But we're moving out the team a bit, getting some fitness up, swap out Phillips for the Crystal Palace left wing. Very good player indeed. It's his upgraded card as well, so I really enjoy playing that. But we go into the Gold Cup, so this is going to be the first game in the Gold Cup with this team. We choose the Watford kit, go into the game, and we come up against this BPL team. It's got some Liga BVA players as well, but we get all the way to the 32nd minute. Jamie O'Hara picks out Bradley Wright Phillips, and that is again a lovely ball to Dicko, and what's he going to do? Finish that with a cheeky chip to make it 1-0 in the 34th minute, and again that is a lovely finish from him. Dicko's got some really nice finishing on him. He's probably my favourite player of this team. He scored in the times I need him to score, and he just plays, and look at his pace there, darting across the players, cuts inside, cuts back inside, blasts that, and gets slightly lucky there with the finish. I'm not going to say near post is OP because his goalkeeper kind of balls that up, but that made it 2-0. And just before half time, pass it out to Dicko again to get his hat trick, making it 3-0 just before half time with a very, very nice finish tucked into the bottom left hand corner. He brings his keeper out. I have a shot, try and have a long range shot with I'm not quite sure who that was, but Dicko is going to header that in, and that's his 4th of the game. And you can show it shows that he can header as well, but this guy had enough and went straight for the start button and disconnect. Well, rage quit, shall I say? It was too fast for a disconnect, but that makes us go through the first round of the Gold Cup. And as you can see there, we have quite a bit of contract issues. Jermaine Beckford is now full on fitness, so we can put him in the team. And we've got 3 more players who are going to need some contracts. So I decided to, instead of trying to rotate the team as well as I can, I want to put out the strongest team. So I decided to go and buy some silver contracts, and it took me a fair bit of time to flick through all the silver manager contracts. There seemed to be a fair few on the market, and I eventually did get. I was looking for the shiny player contracts. Maybe if I could grab one up in around the 59th minute, but I did finally decide to just go for the regular silver ones, and I picked up. Was it 3 or 2? I think I picked up 2. Thinking that I could swap some of the players around because I always need a contract on that centre back. He's probably one of the better players of the team, and I also put it on him. The other centre mid I have, he's not the strongest centre mid, so I decided to see if I could pick another one up. I also decided to see if I could pick up Josh McEachran in the right formation just to get that bigger bit of chemistry, but I couldn't find any, so I decided to see if I could get any really, really cheap, and I'm not sure if I did pick one up, but I was just trying to see if I could get one. I think he's currently in the completely wrong formation, so I wanted to pick one up where he would get a decent amount of chemistry. Let's see, yeah, he's in the completely wrong formation, so he brings the chemistry down a bit, but we go into the next game, and I apply some contracts onto Farley. He's a fairly decent player as well. I think he's also got fairly decent free kick stats as well, which is pretty nice, but we end up getting the chemistry to about 93, and we got one player with fairly low fitness, which is the centre mid, the Algerian centre mid. But we decided to go into the second game of the tournament, and we finally come up against an opponent. It took quite a bit of time to actually find them, but we came up against this guy with the AC Milan badge. He's going to be wearing the Man United kit, and he's got a Bundesliga team, which in the 4-4-2, which I don't really like that formation that much. It doesn't seem to benefit my playing style. I tend to pass it around and then get the pacey players to run on. Slightly a noobish tactic, but who cares? But he starts off the scoring with Lewandowski, and that is a finish. And sorry about that volume. You may have heard that in the background. I accidentally turned up my speakers, so now it's just some game volume. But hopefully that didn't affect the video too much. But he makes it 1-0, and I'm thinking, oh my god, this might be another Polish domination. But Beckford makes it 1-1. Unlucky there from him for the keeper to bounce it back out into Beckford, but makes it 1-1. And in the 52nd, 3rd, 50 early 50s, he somehow gets a penalty, and I was absolutely disgusted about that. I didn't think that was a penalty whatsoever. I'm not sure if there is a replay. No, there isn't. But that was kind of like the Chelsea penalty against Basel. I didn't think that was a penalty whatsoever, and I never seem to be able to move my keeper, but who cares? That makes it 2-1, and again, we pick up a corner just before the game ends in the 87th minute. We put Dicko on it, swing it in, and we get fairly lucky there again for it to bounce back into Jermaine Beckford, which makes it 2-2 just before the game ends. And we get it straight from kickoff, pass it down the field. Josh McEachran cuts inside, cuts back outside. This is going to be the finish, and that's a lovely, lovely finish with his left foot to make it 3-2 in the 90th minute. And we end up winning that game and going into the semi-final of the Gold Cup, which is going to be pretty nice. As you can see there, it was a fairly even game, and I decided to message this guy, the good old GG, see if he would reply. But he didn't actually reply, which was kind of frustrating, so I was happy to beat him in the dying minutes of the game. But that's why I never seem to rage quit. There's always a chance of getting it back. But as you can see there, we got some players quite low on fitness. We're going to swap those out, get them a high fitness for the upcoming games in the Cup. and actually see how far we can get in. We're going to have a quick search for some new strikers in better position and better formation, just try and boost the chemistry as much as possible. But it's coming to the end of the episode, guys. So if you enjoyed this episode, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for any of the upcoming episodes. Remember to stay tuned because we're going to be doing the BPL pretty soon. So guys, I just want to thank you for all the support, and this has been Chronic Rush. Till next time, adios!